It's Nolan. Now, before we get started, make sure y'all hitting that like button. Make sure y'all sharing it on your respective platforms. Let somebody know what we're doing today. Now, let's get into the show.
Lot of rappers ain't none of niggas like me. Keep on looking, won't find nobody like me. Y'all cops still can't do it like me. Won't say she better find somebody like me. Lot of rappers ain't none of niggas like me. Keep on looking, won't find nobody like me. Y'all cops still can't do it like me. Won't say she better find somebody like me.
Swordfish, move swordfish, got a county cash like corfish. This here like mortician, how I run the play, I got corfish. Niggas all about gas, I been all about cash. Running straight to my bag, see through these niggas like glass. Had to struggle when nobody coming, hopping in the Uber, giving niggas money. I was on the motor in a rainstorm, trying to brainstorm when the fame coming. Dead broke, still fully focused, now I'm going up, nigga fully loaded. I done made it through the worst times in the child line, nigga big goldie. Doing art like Van Gogh, ain't the city popping that I can't go. Chopper game on cameo, got a freak with me like Jackie O. Beast state, but ain't shit sweet. Gotta hit the club like TND. When the killers come, you better blend in. You might fuck around and be miss me. These niggas don't know my story. If I had nigga get blazed in the glory. Can't good nigga don't play with the glory. Shot up on my school, got a kid on more. Take my life in the booth and record it. Next thing you know, won't sway in the morning. Got a nice career, need space in my orbit. Dedicated all to the daily party.
What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. Hope everybody's doing well out there this evening. In this video, we got to get into this whole T.I. and 50 Cent situation, all right? So, T.I.'s been wanting to battle 50 Cent on the VERZUZ stage for a few years now. Back when VERZUZ was popping the first time, really when niggas was doing it off of playlists. Then they took it to the stage and all that shit. T.I. was very adamant that he wanted to go on stage with 50. A lot of people clowned him the first time this happened, which is very interesting to see how the tone in hip hop has changed over the course of the last few years as 50 Cent has kind of been taking a hit with his public profile. I don't think he sees it that way, but brother, being a part of the population, it's definitely going that way. All right? 50 been trolling. He's been inserting himself in multiple different situations. He's always throwing himself in anything that other celebrities have going on. Stars on his show have going on, co-stars, people. It don't fucking matter. That nigga don't give a shit. People he grew up with, helped, made money with, it don't matter. If they got something going on that he finds funny, he gonna clown your ass. He gonna insert himself into it and jump into it. But his popularity score ain't hitting right now, right? The rumors of him possibly being a Trumper, all that shit, it ain't looking good. Now his shows are still performing on Stars and all that good shit, but 50 Cent as an individual, not so much. But T.I.'s whole thing with going against 50 a couple years ago was to show, nigga, it don't matter who you put me up against. Y'all be having this New York bias in hip hop. And I want to show y'all how dark it could get on the stage with a nigga with a real catalog from the South. So he chose 50. Again, T.I. got clowned the first time he mentioned it. At one point, Busta Rhymes, I think, said something about that. T.I. said, well, shit, I'll do it with Busta too. Right? And, you know, the VERZUZ stage can be tricky because you can have all the hits in the world, but if you don't play them at the right time, if you don't have enough counters, if you don't have enough big hits and street hits and music that touched culturally but maybe wasn't a super Billboard success, it could get very tricky because if you just lean on all your big records, somebody could hit you with something that was just something that was like popping in a specific region, but it carried over time and became a cultural record. You still might could lose the round. So as T.I.'s back in the game, right? T.I. had taken a very long time off. He put his last album was what, the Libra? What was that, 22? But he's taking some time to get this last album, Kill the King, together. He's come out, he's cut his hair back to the signature fade. He's looking like himself again. A lot of people were not accustomed and didn't grow accustomed to T.I. with the locks. He's got the new song, Let 'Em Know. And the song is picking up steam. It's actually developing its own success in 2025, 26. So that's also working in Tip's favor because we don't have no new 50 Cent music that we feel is trending, that we see is trending, that we're listening to in the real world. A lot of 50's music in recent years has only been dedicated to the intros of his TV shows. So let's go ahead and get into this whole saga, shall we? So here we have T.I. sitting down with Shannon Sharp and Ocho Cinco for Nightcap Live. And this is where Tip reiterates that he's challenging 50.
Nah, I said I wanted 50. That's what I said. He don't want no smoke, though.
Oh, Lord.
I called my man out. He don't want no smoke. He ducking smoke. It's cool. So now here we trying to think about other people who would do it.
Some people call me Tip.
So here we get into 50's response. This is all in one video here. So T.I. says, I called my man out. That's who I want to see on the VERZUZ stage. He's ducking the smoke. He don't really want to come out there and do it. Right? 50 Cent, you got 2 good albums, brother. Tip got 4, 5. With hits to go with it. So, of course, with 50, he don't care about music no more. Not really. So what he did, instead of responding to a music conversation, he then pulls up this video of T.I. from when he got arrested with the weapons charges and all that. And one of the stipulations of his release was that he would have to work with the Crime Stoppers to do ads on TV for people to call the tip line if they seen something happen, right? So he then plays this.
But this is about another kind of tip that can help our mothers, our sisters, our brothers, and our fathers help get the perpetrators who commit crimes against them off the streets. All you got to do is call Crime Stoppers Atlanta. Tips can be anonymous, and there's even a reward. The number to Crime Stoppers Atlanta is 404-577-8477. That's 404-577-TIPS. Channel 2, community coverage you can count.
All right. And in that, we saw that there was a caption that says 50 Cent. I know Atlanta pick and choose who they support, but y'all got to do better, LOL. Keep my name out your mouth. Branson Cognac. Okay. So he's now shitting on Tip for doing the Crime Stoppers. And he's also alluding to the whole situation surrounding Young Thug, whether he snitched or not, Gunna, whether he snitched or not, all that different snitch talk, fuck the streets, all that shit. So he says, I know Atlanta picking and choosing who they support on the snitch thing, but y'all got to do better. Keep my name out your mouth. Like, no, not going to happen, right? Not about music. And I don't even understand how 50 thinks he can uphold street code when he's not in the streets these days, ain't been in the streets a long time. He was one of the main niggas in hip hop that introduced having a whole fleet of security on and off duty police with you and the whole shit. They called him out about that shit hella times. The Locks called that out about him. Anybody that had beef with 50 called that out. Like, nigga, you always talking about some street shit, this, that, and the third, but you the main one running around with the cops everywhere you go. Not to mention people have tried to pull out paperwork on 50 about him allegedly snitching on when he got stabbed in that studio fight with Ja Rule and all that different type of shit. You know, I don't know anything about that. I'm just saying the narratives and the conversations that have surrounded 50 Cent's name. But he wasn't done there. Okay, so he played that. He then puts out this video of T.I. in the courtroom testifying after his good friend was killed on the road with him. I think he was out in Cleveland, was it? Was it Cleveland or somewhere in Ohio? And they had just got done doing a show. It was a big fucking ordeal that happened, big melee fight brawl that popped off. They left, and the Sprinter van that they were traveling in got shot up on the highway, and his close friend got hit and ultimately died. So when he spoke on the situation, didn't give nobody's name, didn't give nobody's identity, but he did speak to the events that happened, which ultimately took his friend's mortality. 50 is now using that as a joke.
Average, you can count.
Mm-hmm.
You recognize who that is?
Yeah, that's Phil.
Okay.
Oh, that's his body.
In 34A.
Yeah, that's the entry wound.
And that's a picture of Fallant with the bullet hole in his head?
Yes, it is.
And that's the bullet hole that you described to the jury as being in his temple on the left side?
Yeah.
How did Fallant's family find out about his death?
I told him. I called his mom first, then I told his cousin. I told his little girl.
How old was his little girl?
His daughter was 4 years old at the time. Five years old at the time.
And how did you tell his daughter that her father was dead?
He's in a better place and he won't be coming back. And I told him how much he loved her.
And how did you tell his mom that her son was gone?
Well, first I apologized. I apologized because, I felt that, all of those rounds were fired for me, in my opinion. So I apologized to her at first, and then I told her what happened to the best of my knowledge, and I told I didn't get to really say much after that. There wasn't much else to say.
Okay, so it's Cincinnati, not Cleveland, but Ohio nonetheless. Shout out to everybody in Ohio. It's a lot of people out here in Atlanta from Ohio too. A lot of y'all migrate down here. Y'all like our cousins too. But in 50's caption for this one, he says, no, I don't like it. No verses. Let's do the stay away challenge and stay away from me. Basically saying, let me stay away from your ad before your ad be out here talking about me, snitching on me, putting out information on me. 50 Cent. Only thing you got to worry about is whether or not we get evidence about you signing people's life rights away. Only thing you need to be worried about is if them SA allegations ever come to fruition in a real way. Only thing you need to be worried about is whether or not you want to put money up for your kids if you really fuck with them. You know what I'm saying? In the long run, moving forward in life. Those are the things that you need to do, because it sounds like you've been doing the motherfucking stay away challenge with Marquise, which ain't a good look. Okay? But we'll continue with the show. Hell, why don't you do the motherfucking stay away challenge with all the MAGA motherfuckers you've been out here rolling with? You think it's a fucking coincidence that 50 Cent is out here doing all this shit with the NBA, the MLB, opening up all these little fucking lounges and shit out in with the Houston Astros and the motherfucking Sacramento Kings and all this shit? Hell no. The motherfuckers out in Shreveport don't even want your ass out there, but you working with the folks out there to get your motherfucking movie studio jumped off, which I thought was a dope opportunity. I thought it would bring jobs to the town and all that good shit, but I don't know. You starting to look like the other way, like them other niggas. That's how it look, man. I'm just being real. So T.I., not one to mince words, comes out and says 50 Cent. He adds him. He ain't just put a post up. He added him. Nigga, I want you to see what I got to say. He says, I don't fear my past. I'm too focused on the future. Top 20 in 2 weeks and climbing. Now let them know that. My God, don't play about me stream. Let them know here. T.I. is now independent. He's on Empire. And his song, Let Them Know, his single produced by Pharrell, is climbing up in the charts. Okay? So at this point, he's in the top 20 on radio. And we actually have another post here to indicate that. So here, U.S. Radio Updater says at Tips Let Them Know officially enters the top 20 on this week's published U.S. Urban Radio Media Base chart. And of course, Media Base is tracking your music across all of the stations. Okay? So it's not just getting played on Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, whatever. He's getting real life radio play out this bitch with a new song in 2026, not his old shit. Not to mention, on the Billboard Hot 100 just last week, T.I.'s Let 'Em Know debuted at number 83, on the Hot 100. Okay? Now, whether it's going to continue to climb or decline, we'll see moving forward. But that's another stat. He's on the Hot 100. Where's 50's Hot 100 in 2025, 2026? Where's his new music? Right? So when it comes to verses, you don't just got to worry about 2003, 2005. You got to worry about 2026 records up against your best. I don't know. Now check this out. This isn't related to T.I., but it's all in the same ballpark. So 50 Cent recently did an interview with Rolling Stone where he talked about how he almost put a new mixtape out over the Christmas holiday after he got dissed by Fabulous, Mano, Jim Jones, Dave East. But primarily Fabulous put the best bars out on 50. So they asked him if he was working on new music, new album, whatever. 50 Cent says, I almost put a whole tape out because of the rap podcast thing. Jim Jones criticized 50's involvement in the Combs documentary on the Let's Rap About It podcast. I never said anything about anyone if they didn't do something or we didn't have an actual issue. They responded to something that I said about them not paying their bills, which was true. They responded to that by rapping. And I'm like, okay, just because they're rappers. You a rapper too, nigga. Who the fuck is you to not, you know what I mean? But whatever. Maybe you're a former rapper. Maybe we should just call you Curtis and stop calling you 50. He says, even if I responded to those records, I think it would only be to their benefit because the artists, if you look at what they've done in their career, and if you look at 50 Cent's stats, there's no way we're supposed to be competing with each other for anything. So he's not talking about musical quality. He's not talking about bars. He's not talking about talent, skill, or anything of the like. All he's gonna look at is the stats. And he says there's no way we should ever be even in the same conversation competing. So I'm not gonna try to outdo y'all for spitting no bars at me. Let's look at the stats. He says, if you're in the business of selling music because you call yourself being in the music business, then the idea is to create things that sell. Make music that sells, right? If that's not the idea, I don't know. You can be better than me at every other idea. But that was my only interest, making the right music and having it embraced and sold. So that lets you know exactly what it is with 50 right there. That's why he's not putting out no motherfucking new music, because he's so consumed in his old stats. And to be fair, he had new stats with his last tour, which I think grossed over $100 million, which is awesome for him. But he was out there performing that old music, that catalog, which is still dope. I mean, I grew up on 50 Cent. I used to play Get Rich or Die Trying all day, every day when it came out. Played that shit for years. If you turned that bitch on right now, I could rap every word. I used to listen to The Massacre. A lot of people fell off the wagon with 50 Cent from The Massacre. I enjoyed The Massacre. I used to play that shit quite a bit. If you play that motherfucker for me right now, I might not know all the words, but I know a lot of them bitches. But sir, after Ayo technology and all that other shit you had, nigga, it ain't been there. I Get Money and all that shit. I used to like I Get Money. But I really liked it because Jay did the remix. I ain't really like that Diddy shit. But it was a cool joint. The beat was hard. It was catchy. I like the motherfucking Power intro. I like the Big 10 mixtape you did. It's a song you did with motherfucking Jeremiah. Hey, please tell me I'm nothing. Some shit like that. I used to fuck with it. But at the same time, you've been severely inconsistent since 2007. You're on a goddamn 19-year slump. So you can't act like you that nigga that just untouchable. Yeah, you sold fucking Double Diamond or whatever the fuck off your first album. I think your second album sold at least 5, 6, damn near 10 million or some shit like that. Awesome, nigga. You're in the fucking history books. You did that. But musically, stop acting like you are the top nigga ever or like some untouchable elite nigga. It's other niggas out here with catalog. And T.I. is one of them. And the fact that you're willing to troll with the likes of Jim Jones, Mano, Davies, and Fabulous, but you're not willing to get in the booth and rap with them niggas, I find that to be suspicious. I find that to be you only play the games that you think you can win, which is basically what you're telling us in that last few sentences. If you're in the business of music, call yourself in the music business, you want to sell. And because you are not confident that you can sell today, you're not active in music. Regardless of the passion or the love of the music, it's all about the record. And if you can't hold up to the record, you ain't gonna put out no records. Some niggas really love this shit though. So yeah, man, Tip was absolutely right. 50 Cent is ducking the smoke. He's ducking the smoke from the Let's Rap About It podcast in terms of getting in the booth. He's ducking the smoke from T.I. from getting on that stage and going head to head with his music. I don't know if 50 thinks he's Jay-Z or on the level of Jay-Z catalog wise, but sir, you are not. You don't got fucking 6, 7 classics. You got a classic and a half. I might give you 2. Most people ain't fucking with the Massacre. You know what I mean? But you had some big records. You gave away some of your best records that were supposed to go on the Massacre to make Game's Doctor's Advocate. The documentary. So you get some points for that shit too. And you was out here right doing hooks and giving ideas to people, not taking away nothing from that time. But today, where you at, nigga? Stick to the script, nigga. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Let me know who you got in a versus matchup between T.I. and 50. Whose music catalog you favor more? And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be good out there. Much love and respect, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, family over fame in this bitch, yeah. The glory of living righteous is setting in. My street knowledge and education's a perfect blend. Young mogul, independent, I've been setting trends. The first one from my family to be faithfully wed. Fuck niggas and the horses that they riding on. I see this shit from all angles like a polygon. I'll never politic and the drama be piling on. Father and great son acknowledged like I'm Bobby Bonds. Conversation with my lady about the paper route. 5 sit bank accounts every day I make it count. They down talking my commentary for hating now. Well, I can take it cause I'm bodying your favorite now, please. I can do this shit in my sleep. I been writing for these niggas, y'all read it and weep. I been fighting these niggas if you speak on the street. I'll turn your birthday party into New Year's Eve. Don't let me take it there. We ain't playing fair. This the ATL, Southside nigga moving furniture like Wayfair. Life on hold, no insurance for your healthcare. Lifeline gone, so you wanna be a millionaire? Well, let me tell you about this world I built. The women I dodged, the niggas that I read for filth. The sympathy cause consulting for the stacks I built. I had to